Raheem Sterling is going to be an Arsenal player. Arsenal finally get their forward. An agreement is in place. And as we are recording this, he is at the Arsenal training ground for a medical. But there has been a merry-go-round with regards to Rhys Nelson. A deal was in place for him to join Ipswich. And Fabrizio Romano, in the last couple of minutes, has just reported he will be joining Fulham. If you're new to the channel, please go down, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We've gained nearly 4,500 new subscribers this month, and we're less than 500 away from 22,000. The road to 25k is well and truly on, and we're going to be ambitious because it's deadline day. If we get 1,000 likes, that will be absolutely glorious. Let me know down below your thoughts. Raheem Sterling back underneath Arteta. Pause. Did not mean it like that. But he's training underneath Arteta once again. He had his best season by numbers when Arteta was at Manchester City. This is a guy that's played in Champions League finals, won FA Cups, won League Cups, won 4 league titles. He brings a winning mentality into the dressing room. He knows Sterling. He knows Zinchenko. He knows Jesus. He knows Saka and Rice from his days at England. I don't see a downside. Standard FC coming out and saying they want more. You don't necessarily always need a 10 out of 10 transfer window for you to have a good window. Arsenal have had absolutely sublime windows in the past, and they brought for the likes of Ben White, and even before that with David Luiz and Lacazette and Aubameyang in the same year, different windows, but they finished 8th. It's now about not like from looking from the outside in. It's not about raising the bar. It's about raising the floor. It's not about raising the ceiling. The ceiling is already very high. You've got a very good young squad that are challenging for major honours. It's now lifting the floor, if that's the right terminology. But we're going to start with regards to Rhys Nelson. Now, there was an agreement in place for him to join Ipswich, but Fabrizio Romano has come out in the last few minutes. We are recording this. Deadline day is closed. The window is done. Rhys Nelson to Fulham is now happening. And look, I'm going to be honest. I thought he was bound to join Ipswich. I thought it was a done deal. I thought it'd be a great signing for Ipswich, getting a Premier League proven player. Of course, Rhys Nelson was wanted by Leicester. Now he will be joining Fulham alongside Emil Smith-Rowe. Fulham have had a fantastic transfer window. Joachim Andersen, good Premier League proven centre-back, and a fantastic talent in Emil Smith-Rowe. If they can get him fit, what a player that is. And of course, they're now bringing through Rhys Nelson. I think overall, that is a fantastic bit of business for Fulham. Going to be brutally honest. They've got a player. Fulham have got a very good record with Arsenal now. That's Iwobi, Willian, Emil Smith-Rowe, and now Rhys Nelson. He stays in London. Good bit of business for them. But David Ornstein reported earlier today with regards to Raheem Sterling around 15 minutes ago that, 18 minutes ago, he arrives at London Colney. I think that's how you pronounce it, training ground to undergo medical ahead of proposed transfer from Arsenal to join Arsenal from Chelsea. It's going to be a season on loan. I think when you look on the balance of this signing, I actually think it's a good bit of business. It gives them really good squad depth. You're bringing it, like I said, you're bringing a player with abundance of experience. Now, I actually want to bring in Bav's screenshot he put up earlier on Twitter and talk about the depth that Arsenal have got now. They've obviously announced today Neto from Bournemouth, an experienced goalkeeper that Edu wanted. They've got White, Timber, Tomiyasu, all different options along defence that can play multiple positions. Saliba, an absolute Rolls Royce, and Kivior that can play right-sided centre-back. Gabriel, Calafiori, and Kivior that can play left-sided centre-back. Timber, Zinchenko, and Calafiori. The defensive options Arsenal have got they've already had 2 clean sheets so far this season. The easiest job in the Premier League is being David Raya, albeit in the last couple of games, he has pulled out worldy saves. The midfield balance of Declan Rice, Partey, and Jorginho to play in the number 6. You've got an academy talent in Wanyeri that can play both 8 and number 10. You've got Odegaard and Marino and Rice that can play in the advanced 8. And of course, Odegaard that can play in the 10. You look at the attacking options now. Havertz and Jesus predominantly will be the number 9. Martinelli and Trossard will predominantly be the left wing. And Raheem Sterling will be back up to Bukayo Saka. I don't see right now how Standard FC are coming out saying they've had an absolutely horrendous transfer window. It's only a 2 out of 10. Name a team in the Premier League this season that's had a 10 out of 10 transfer window. Chelsea have signed about 20-odd players. And let's be honest, only a few of them actually get into their 11. Man United have had a good transfer window, but I think at the end, it is a bit of a kick in the teeth with Jadon Sancho leaving. But on the balance of it, I think Man United have had a very good transfer window. Liverpool did their transfer business late, and let's be honest, they've only really bought in Federico Chiesa. They missed out on Zubimendi, and that was a big knife in the back. Tottenham, we haven't done enough, in my opinion, either. But no one has had a 10 out of 10 transfer window. Rhys Nelson to Fulham, here we go. Loan deal and documents completed in time. So Fabrizio Romano has confirmed Rhys Nelson to Fulham. So that means Arsenal have sold around £70 million of academy talent. They've brought in Ricardo Calafiori, who for me will be a very good side on that left-hand side for left-sided centre-back and left-back. And let's not forget, Arsenal have got 8 games in the Champions League, around 45 games if you include FA Cup and League Cup alongside Premier League. If Arsenal get to the quarterfinals of the League Cup and the FA Cup, which you would imagine. So at a bare minimum, Arsenal are going to play 52 games this season off the back of the Euros while these international breaks for the Nations League. Rotation is going to be very, very, very important. And I don't think Arsenal have had a bad transfer window at all. I think when they announce Raheem Sterling to Arsenal in the couple of, you'd imagine we would get the here we go in the next few minutes. Transfer window, I'm going to be brutally honest. I think Arsenal, look, there'll be some fans that will be disappointed. Yes, they didn't go and get Nico Williams. Yes, they didn't get Victor Gyökeres. But I think next summer you will see Arsenal going for the likes of Benjamin Sesko. He was their number 1 transfer target. And to be honest, not to disrespect Arsenal, but I think he's been advised really, really well. We saw this with the likes of, we saw this with Erling Haaland. You know, he wanted to move badly to the likes of, you know, Manchester United. But he stayed 1 more year at Borussia Dortmund and he got that move to Manchester City. And he then went on to Man City and smashed the door off the hinges. He won a treble. He's won 2 league titles, FA Cup, League Cup. You know, he won a Super Cup, a Club World Cup. He won absolutely everything. He completed football in his first full 12 to 18 months. But he was advised properly to stay in Germany. And that's exactly what Benjamin Sesko's done. And you think 12 months down the line, could Arsenal potentially bring in Benjamin Sesko? Do they go for a Nico Williams? Do they go for a maybe someone like a Victor Gyökeres, Victor Osimhen? Of course, Osimhen has stayed in Napoli, which is very, very surprising. And as we are recording this, Raheem Sterling to Chelsea is here we go. Agreement done on loan move from Chelsea. Chelsea accepted final conditions and the player wanted the move. Also spoke to Mikel Arteta. Agreement done. Documents expected to be okay soon. As you can see, Raheem Sterling is going to be an Arsenal player. Absolutely massive for Arsenal. Going to be brutally honest, I think that is a good bit of business. He will be an Arsenal player. On the balance of things, I think Arsenal have got a good bit of business there. Going to be honest. A Premier League player who's played under Arteta before, got his best numbers, the 3rd highest assisted player under Guardiola. He brings a wealth of experience. And if you bring back that squad depth screenshot that Babs put up earlier, it really does put into perspective how strong the Arsenal squad is right now. Look at that. There's no reason why now Arsenal can't go and win that Premier League title. Let us know your thoughts. You know, Edu said Arsenal fans would not be upset. They would be very, very, very happy. And he now is an Arsenal player. Here we go. Let us know your thoughts down below. You know, Chelsea have had a very good window in terms of their attackers. They've brought in Jadon Sancho, Felix, Pedro Neto, you know, but it's all about the right environment. And Raheem Sterling is going into an environment now where everyone is singing from the same hymn sheet. And this is why I think Sterling at Arsenal is going to be... Do you know what? I'm going to put my neck out on the line. Sterling at Arsenal is going to be a success. I'm going to say it. It's the right environment. They're challenging for league titles. I'm going to be honest. I don't think they've had a bad window. I might be the only one out there saying it, but I'm going to stick my neck out on the line. Let us know your thoughts down below. We'll have a match reaction for Arsenal-Brighton tomorrow, as well as West Ham versus Manchester City. Sunday, live watch-along on the main channel for Newcastle versus Spurs. And then a match reaction back on here for Liverpool away to Manchester United. The transfer window is done, and Arsenal finally got a forward over the line. Let us know your thoughts. Thank you very much for all the support throughout this transfer window. We are closing in on 22,000 subscribers, and the road to 25k is well and truly on. Raheem Sterling has joined Arsenal. Rhys Nelson has joined Fulham, and Arsenal have got Neto over the line. Let us know your thoughts down below. Make sure you drop a like. Make sure you have subscribed, and I will see you all in the next one. Thank you for watching.